The first time Commander Lorne Harker saw her, it was through the scope of a sniper rifle. She stood in the ruins of what had once been a Terran outpost, half her body gleaming under the twin suns of Baltrax 4. 8 feet tall, armored in obsidian plates that pulsed like breathing skin, she hoisted a full-grown soldier over her head and snapped his skull like it was a ripe melon. The sound echoed through Lorne's comms, a wet, visceral crunch followed by a chorus of gasps and screams. She didn't flinch. Instead, the alien Amazon tossed the corpse aside and turned her glowing amber eyes to the horizon. To him. They called her T'Shava the Breaker, champion of the Drakari Matronate, a warrior caste that considered human males beneath contempt. Where the Terran Federation sent tactical drones, she sent herself. And where others negotiated, she annihilated. "Do I take the shot?" Lorne whispered, finger tight on the trigger. "Negative," came the voice of General Aruna. "She's a priority target. But we want her alive." "Alive?" Lorne muttered. "You just saw what she did." "Exactly. You're the only one who's ever gotten close. Use your charm, soldier." He scowled. Charm wasn't a weapon. Not one that worked on skull-crushing alien Amazons. Lorne's drop pod landed deep within the Bloodvine forest, far from the last recorded location of T'Shava. He went alone, carrying nothing but survival gear and a translator node embedded behind his ear. His mission was clear: capture her or convince her. The first night, he saw her again. Not directly, but the shadows moved wrong, and the air was thick with the scent of ozone and blood. The Drakari were stealthy for giants, trained in the arts of war since they hatched. On the third day, she attacked. The ground shook before she appeared, a blur of midnight black and violet, her armor alive with strange glyphs. Lorne dodged the first blow barely in time, the impact crater behind him proof of her strength. "I am T'Shava," she said, voice like a silk-wrapped blade. "Why does the male throw himself upon death?" "Didn't know death purred," Lorne replied, heart hammering. Her nostrils flared. "You joke while your kind screams in my hands." He spread his arms. "I'm not like the others." She circled him. Her movements were animalistic, but calculated. "All males claim to be special before their skulls collapse in my grasp." "I'm not here to fight." "Then kneel." "Not unless I'm proposing," he said, letting a lopsided grin play on his face. That made her pause. T'Shava tilted her head, amused. "You make strange noises." "Laughter." "No. Flotation." "Pathetic." "And yet, you haven't crushed my skull." Her lips curled, not quite a smile, but close. "Not yet." They traveled together for days, a tenuous truce forged from curiosity. Lorne told her tales of Earth, of oceans that sang and cities that scraped the sky. T'Shava spoke of Drakari ritual hunts, of battles fought with gravity hammers and bone-etched blades. Her people had no need for diplomacy. Strength decided everything. But every night, when the fires dimmed and stars peeked through the canopy, something changed. She listened more. Asked questions. "Why do your males speak so much?" she asked one evening, after Lorne told her of Terran poets. "Because we aren't raised to kill from the cradle," he said. "We're taught to think. To feel. Feelings are for the weak. And yet you're still here." T'Shava looked at him then, not with the eyes of a hunter, but something else. Something softer. The line of her jaw relaxed. "I could kill you," she said. "But you won't." "Why?" Lorne stepped closer, slow, unarmed. "Because I make you curious." Her hands twitched at her sides. "You make me confused. Better than bored." She growled softly but didn't step back. The breakthrough came under a moonless sky. A storm had rolled in, lightning fracturing the sky like angry gods at war. They'd taken shelter in a shallow cave, huddled close. Despite her heat-resistant armor, T'Challa shivered slightly. Drakari physiology hated cold. Lorne reached out, placing a hand on her shoulder. "You okay?" She stared at him. "You touch me without fear. Because you're more than a weapon." That made her flinch. Her people had forged her for battle, had named her Breaker. But here was this small, warm male, seeing her, not the killer. Lorne leaned closer. "You don't have to be what they made you." Her lips parted, breath shallow. "I don't know how to be anything else. I'll show you." Then he kissed her. It wasn't forceful. It wasn't desperate. It was gentle. A spark instead of a blaze. And against all logic, all training, all biology, T'Challa purred. It started low in her chest, a tremor of sound she tried to smother. But it was unmistakable, the pleased vibration of a predator comforted. Her eyes widened in horror, as if she had betrayed her entire species. What did you do to me?" "Nothing you didn't want," Lorne whispered. She shoved him back, gently, this time. "I'm T'Challa. I do not purr. You just did." And despite herself, she laughed. A real, deep-throated laugh that echoed through the cave like thunder. The next morning, everything changed. A Drakari strike team found them, 6 armored warriors led by a matron commander. They had tracked T'Challa, hoping to retrieve their champion. What they found instead was her sitting beside a human, unarmed, unafraid. "T'Challa, what is this?" The matron hissed, talons unsheathing. "You consort with prey." "He is not prey," T'Challa replied. "He is different. That male has corrupted you." "No," T'Challa growled, rising to full height. "He opened my eyes." A fight broke out. Lorne ducked for cover, unwilling to kill, but unwilling to watch her die. T'Challa moved like a storm, efficient, brutal, and impossibly fast. But she fought with restraint now, striking to disable, not kill. And when the matron lunged at Lorne, T'Challa intercepted with a roar that shook the trees. "No one touches him," she bellowed. By the end, for Drakari lay unconscious. The others fled. Lorne approached her, chest heaving. "You protected me." She turned, blood splattered on her armor, golden eyes burning. "No. We protected each other." Word spread fast. The Drakari matronate declared T'Challa a rogue. The Terran Federation, stunned by her shift, offered an alliance. But she made no allegiance, only one promise. "I will not fight for those who see me only as weapon or trophy," she declared. "I fight for choice. For myself." Lorne stood beside her at every speech, every negotiation. Where once she crushed skulls, now she crushed expectations. And at night, when they were alone beneath unfamiliar stars, she curled around him like a massive feline, her purrs deep enough to rumble the bed beneath them. They called her the Amazon reformer. Others called her traitor. Lorne just called her Shava. And when people asked how he tamed the skull crusher of Bulltrax 4, he always said, "I didn't tame her. I just made her feel seen."